Well, hi, this is Anita Murphy. I'm the branch manager for the Dubois Branch Library in Dubois, Indiana. And I would like to welcome you to this first video that I've ever done on how to do something. So this is an experiment for all of us. And really this is a cooking experiment. It's one about braiding bread or making something of fancy bread. Now, for all of you who know me, I love cooking. And the truth is that I just went and counted. I have 120 cookbooks, and I've actually used all of them at some point. And I get a lot of recipes off the internet. I make it a habit to cook new things multiple times a week. In fact, almost every day I cook something I've never cooked before. I have a bad habit of cooking things that I really find that I love and then forgetting exactly where I've had those, where I got them out of what cookbook. I try to mark them in my cookbooks, but I sometimes lose track, and that's okay because I just go find another recipe to try. And so today is not actually about cooking. It's about challenging you to just step out of your comfort zone and try something you've never tried before, whether it's cooking or painting or gardening or just anything. You need to, this is a great time, since we're sort of stuck at home, to just try something new. So today's, I'm going to be cooking a bread. It's called a lemon curd twist. I've never made it before, so we'll just see what happens. Now, one of my very favorite cookbooks to use is this Artisan Bread in 5 Minutes cookbook. We happen to have all of these cookbooks. This one, the New Healthy Bread in 5 Minutes. These are books that are at our libraries in Jasper and Dubois and Ferdinand and Birdseye. You can find these and check them out once we get out of this quarantine and try something new, or find a cookbook in your house or online and just look up a recipe. Find what you've got at home in your cabinets and just find a recipe that uses those ingredients. The cookbook I'm actually using today is called Holiday and Celebration Bread in 5 Minutes a Day. It's by the same authors. And like I said, it's lemon curd twist. Now, I've already made the dough. What's great about these cookbooks is that you make the dough, you never have to knead it. You pour all the ingredients together at one time, you stir it up for about 5 minutes, or if you're using a mixer, you can put a paddle on the mixer and just let it go for just a couple of minutes. Then you let it rise. You can throw it in the refrigerator, and over the next up to 5, 6, 7 days, sometimes you can use any part of that dough you want to make fresh rolls and whole loaves of bread or something fancy. So I've made a challah dough for this one, and I let it. The other thing you can do is once you've made the dough, you can just put it in the refrigerator and let it rise overnight, and it's ready to go the next day. So that's what I did with this. I made the challah dough. It's been sitting in the fridge for about 5 days now. And I'm going to turn this down so that you can see my dough and what I'm doing with it. So bear with me for a moment. Okay. And you can see I've got my cookbook here. I'm following the recipe. A lot of times when I'm cooking, I will veer off the recipe, and I won't do it exactly like like the recipe because I may be missing an ingredient or some type of ingredient and I need to substitute, that's okay. Cooking is very forgiving. So dealing with this dough, I needed to make it about a 12 by 15 inches. And that's what this is. I'm terrible at judging size. So it happens that this piece of plastic I'm using here happens to be 12 by 15 inches. I'm just really lucky about that I had that. So I've sort of rolled my dough out. And now I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. I made some lemon curd just a little bit ago. Lemon curd is made out of egg yolks and sugar and, of course, lemon juice and some lemon zest. And you cook it over a double boiler, which I don't have a double boiler. I just put a pan on top of a pot and do it that way. And then some butter. It comes out looking like a sort of a very thick sort of pudding. So what I'm going to do is just pour this pudding out on top of my bread and spread it around. It smells so good. It's very, very lemony. So a little bit more here. So here's my lemon curd. Thing about trying something new is you just have to go for it. Just decide you're going to go for it. Then it calls for some streusel topping. The streusel topping is made from, I used pecans and I chopped them up in my food processor along with some oats and then again some sugar and some butter and some melted butter, and that just sort of, and some flour, and you just mix it all together. It makes it sort of a crumbly mixture. And so I'm just going to spread this over the top. And cooking can be just like, if those of you who have followed what we've done in the past with the some of our art projects, you have the artist online who says, there's never any mistakes, just happy accidents. And so that's what cooking can be. Lots of things can just happen and they're happy accidents and it's okay. So the next thing we do is we roll it up. So I'm expecting this to be a little bit messy, but I'm just going to roll it all up here, the curds and the streusel topping and the bread. And I'm going to sort of just fold the ends in here. And yes, it's looping out the sides. That's okay. And the reason I'm wearing an apron is so I can do this. Okay, now the thing I'm missing is my bread pan, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have my bread pan here, and I've just taken a piece of parchment paper and sort of stuffed it down in there. And I'm going to spray it pretty good with some cooking, or some Crisco spray, maybe. There we go. Okay, so that's it. Now, I think what I want to do with this is to turn it over a little. It's very sticky now. And I'm going to take my tool here, and I've lost the name of it, but you can use a knife, pastry cutter. That's it. And I'm going to just cut down the middle of this roll. Try to keep the sides sort of even. Like I said, I have not made this recipe before, so who knows how this will turn out. And now we're supposed to twist it. And we're going to twist it. We're going to turn the sides up that are cut so that the twist looks very interesting. It's messy. That's okay. I'm going to sort of mush the ends together here. And I'm going to lay this piece over here. And I'm just going to keep twisting and twisting and twisting and come to the end. Doesn't that look interesting? Looks very pretty already. And then as you just bring the ends together like this, and then we're going to put it into this pan. And let's see how we're going to get this up here. I'm going to use my scraper to help me lift it. It's very soupy. There we go. So now it's in there. You can see the twists. I'm going to put a little more streusel on the top. And now I'm going to let this sit for 90 minutes. I'm going to cover it with a piece of plastic wrap and let it sit for 90 minutes. And then we'll be back. We'll put it in the oven and we'll see how this turns out. So the lemon twist has been resting now for 90 minutes, and I will show you here what it's looking like. And I'm going to just take this off, and then it's going to go into a 350 oven for another 50 minutes, and hopefully will come out and be tasting wonderful. So I will let you know what happens. Hi everyone. we got I got the bread out of the oven. It's been cooling a little bit. My husband Dwayne can't wait. So we're going to pull this out of the pan and try to slice it. And he's going to be my taste tester. Like I said, he can't wait.
I'm so glad I came home from work for this.
Move this out of the way. And take this off. Now, while I was baking it, for the last 11 minutes, when I looked in, the top was starting to brown really well, and I was a little worried that it was going to burn on the top. So all I did was cover it with some foil, as it not tight, just put a piece of foil over the top so that it could keep cooking on the inside while keeping the top from burning. So if you can see the little, how it spirals around a little. It smells fabulous. I hope it tastes as good as it smells. So let's see. It is still hot. The book actually says, let it rest until it completely cools. And then in parentheses, it says, good luck with that. So we're following the book. We're not waiting for it to completely cool. We're just going to give it a try here. And it is still pretty hot. And my husband tends to be a wimp about really hot things, so we'll see. But it does look beautiful on the inside. So, honey, here you go.
It's hot. Actually, it's quite hot.
Oh, but it smells so lemony.
Definite lemon flavor.
I'll show you the inside of this. If you can see, it sort of swirls around in there. That lemon curd is so good. So, just a reminder, don't just make the same thing all the time. Go out there, find new recipes to try. Try at least once a week to do something you've never done before.
Try this.
It's great. Thanks.